Views expressed here are not supported by and do not reflect those of the Evening Rush Network. Viewers' discretion is advised.
This is Relationship-ish, where we talk about the cornerstone of every relationship. Connections. 9 p.m.
Real life.
Marriage. Sex.
And we're having a great time already.
Yourself. Your family. Divorce. Your ex. Your co-workers. Your friends. Your situation. Your lover. Your mother. You name it. Connections. And we always have a great time.
Of course you had to mess
With your
it up, right?
hosts, V and Cash.
You're now listening to the Evening Rush Network.
Hello. Good evening. You know, it's Thursday night at 8 o'clock. It's Relationship-ish, and I am your host, Cash.
And I am V. And we have a wonderful guest that we're proud of, Miss Alora. She has her own network.
Yes, the Lauren Hour Network. Hey, ladies, I'm so happy to be here.
We're happy,
Well, we're happy to have you.
How are you
Thank
doing
you.
today?
I'm doing good. I
Everything's
have
good?
no complaints. No complaints at all. It's a good day.
So, this is the question of the day to figure out how your week was going this week. If you could pick a new skill in an instant, what would it be? And how would that help you throughout your week that you just had?
I would skip doing my hair. Yes, because for me, it takes a lot of time, and I feel like I spend more time worrying about hairstyles and how I'm gonna do my hair than getting my day started and doing things in the day and thinking about my hair. If I don't have to think about that, I have a lot of time to do a whole bunch of other stuff. My hair's so good. That's my skip.
All right, V. So, what would be that skill that you would need if you could have it in an instant? What would you get?
I like hair. That's a good one. But for me, it would be makeup because you know how I am. As soon as Cash has been with me on trips and she knows, like, I will be washing my face and then I still have to put my eyebrows on before I go to sleep. I'm not going to sleep without eyebrows. So I'm so in a whatever. So if I could be better at it and quicker at it, so I don't have to be like, oh, this doesn't match. Or if I could do it like that and I had more skill, then I would take it. So for me, that is my thing. So how about you, Miss Cash? What would you do? What skill?
I need the skill to really finance money. I need that skill because I wouldn't have to do my hair, my makeup, or anything else.
Girl, that's right.
Yeah, this is what I need done with my hair. So if I could have a skill in an instant, it would be how to make money over hand, over fist. That's my skill that I need because I wouldn't be doing my hair and makeup. I'm just saying.
Somebody else would be doing your hair and makeup,
that's
baby.
right. That's the skill that I need. I'm just saying. That's the way I'm feeling today. And my week has been that way because everything has been costing me money. I went to the mechanic. He's like, you need this differential fluid. You need your brake changed, your transmission oil changed, your coolant, I was like, sir, are you paying for this? He's like, no. I'm like, then you need to stop talking because I came here for all change. And that's the only thing that I can afford at this moment. He's like, well, it's necessary. You got to get it done. I'm like, okay. It's not happening. That's all I'm saying. The people, I think especially when you, as a woman, when you go, they want you to spend $9,000 every single time. I'm like, no. That's all I'm saying. Honda, be gone.
Yeah.
Don't forget to share, follow, subscribe, Relationship-ish, Alora D. Make sure you are following, subscribing, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell your cousin to tell their grandma that we are on Thursday night. I'm just saying.
And the Evening Rush Network. Don't forget to subscribe and follow it. I knew she was going to do that.
You know that's my sound effect. And until Dawn adds that sound effect, this is the sound effect you're gonna get. Pew, 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 pew.
Okay,
So
Miss
V, what's
Sure, they always get us a Jiffy Lube. I'm like this.
for real?
Yeah.
What's today's National Day, V?
Well, it's a Spider-Man Day, but I wanted to talk about National Girlfriend Day because National Girlfriend Day, I think it's an awesome day because it's not about only men and women having girlfriends. It's about us networking and having great girlfriends. And I didn't know that when I first looked it up. I was like, wait a minute, this is about all types of relationships and connections, which we love to talk about. So I was, I think it's great. So I just went online and just told, and also on WhatsApp, and told a group of my girls that I appreciate them today. And I just want them to know it because, you know, it is National Girlfriend Day. And I do have a lot of girls that have my back. And so I just want them to know I have theirs and I appreciate them.
Okay.
So that's what today is National Day. But you were talking about Spider-Man. You had your son dressed up like Spider-Man today for Spider-Man Day.
You know I did. But it's okay because, you know, I love Girlfriend Day because you got to have your girlfriends up in there doing what you can. So that's what I love. So
no, Valentine's Day Sean, Valentine's Day is for lovers. This is not for lovers. Did you understand what I said? It's not only about a man and a woman.
It's about friendship, bonds between women.
Right. It's the bond between women. It's also man and a woman, but that's not the only. It's Girlfriend Day. Whatever girlfriend you want to celebrate, that's who you celebrate.
And if you're talking about Valentine's Day being a girlfriend and you married, that's the day before. That's February 13th, your girlfriend day, but you celebrate your wife February 14th.
National Side Piece Day, February 13th.
Oh, we just created a day, ladies. National Side Piece Day. I love it.
I'm just, he knows his ass February 15th. Well, he would know because he's going to get the leftovers to get to his people on the side.
Oh my goodness.
Not the discount candy. He's not paying full price.
Cheap ass bastard. So the word of the day is ebullient. Ebullient. So ebullient means agitated. It came from like agitated water, right? Aggie, I'm aggy, but it's cheerful. When you have an ebullient personality, you are cheerful, energetic, and animated. Yeah. So Tigger, you know, I love Tigger because he has so much ebullient energy.
So you, I would say you are ebullient. I would definitely say you are ebullient.
You got to get it. Oh, I didn't put the word of the day in the chat because people need to know how to spell it. I'm because this is usually your job, and then
okay, but I wanted to switch it because I wanted to talk about Girlfriend Day, but usually I do the word of the day. But I'm like, let's switch it up today.
And you know, I had to look it up because surreptitiously.
Yeah.
Okay. We had respite. We had ebullient now. So we're keeping it going. Remember, your rapacious appetite for sex might be surreptitiously hidden on February 13th for your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
But so your wife might be ebullient when it comes to you disappearing on February 15th.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I like to play words like that.
That's right. And we're gonna have to take a respite because you're gonna be dead. All right, so
we're taking a break from sadness. Well, what happened? And that's a respite. So we're taking.
Oh my goodness!
You gotta go through the words.
So, yes, we started doing these words because it's a use it or lose it. We learned these words in like 8th grade, and then we just use them. So I'm like, you know what? Let's, talk about words that we really learned, but we did the spelling test, we did the vocabulary test, and we never used it again. I'm like, let's go back and revisit them and use them.
That's smart, because I find myself forgetting words and how to enunciate them because they're not in your vocabulary as much. And I'm sitting here like, well, how do I say conversate? And I'm like, my husband like, you mean converse? I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely make converse. Definitely make that. I'm like, I really forget that.
Yes.
Nicole, not my 8th grade either. I don't know what 8th grade she went to. Maybe it was back in England. I don't know, because she's from England. So maybe it was her England teaching.
8th grade. Not mine either.
Not mine either.
Funny. You girls are funny.
You guys didn't do like spelling bees where they'll make you get the dictionary and you had to say very complicated words and figure out how to spell them?
Absolutely. But it wasn't surreptitiously and ebullient.
So, okay, give me what you think it was. Tell me a word that you think you learned.
Abash. I remember abash. I remember stuff like that. I remember I don't know, girl, you're going down a rabbit hole. I don't remember these things. Now I'm going to ask you, what is the square root? Doing this, because you don't remember. Square root of 100.
I don't know, but I don't need to know because I know you know.
Applies lip gloss.
No, I don't remember. I don't need to know. I just call her. I'm not the mathematician. So
I got the math.
I'm not trying to. I love my words, but I do not know anything about math. So she knows if I have a math problem, I don't have to worry because I will just.
She's lying. She's lying.
I'm lying that I wouldn't call you.
No, you lying that you can't do math. I'm just saying she's lying. Because
she was teaching.
We'll get into that a different day. So what has us on pause this week?
Oh, wait, I got to talk about what has me on pause this week. I can't. If I can't I do a lot of social media, obviously, and it is red against blue. And instead of just trying to listen and hear the real why we should vote for this person or this person, we are just tearing each other down, tearing the candidates down. I'm like, that is not what we are here for. And it is making me crazy. Every time if I turn on Fox, it's all about Trump. If I turn on CNN, it's all about Harris. But what I'm trying to say is, why are we tearing the other ones down? Why don't we just say this one's going to do this and this one's going to do this? Make your decision accordingly. Why are we tearing each other down? Like, oh, because I know why you're voting that way, because you're stupid. I'm like, okay, really? No, that's not the point. And and I said this a million times, but the reason that we have where you pull the curtain, you can vote for whoever you want. So it's not about trying to convince somebody you're just telling them what the information, and then they're going to do what they want. But tearing somebody down, that's not information. What they did in 3rd grade, what they did 10 years ago, I just want to know what they're going to do going forward. What are they going to do going forward? Let's talk about that. Anyway, that has, if you can't tell, that has me.
Well, you notice I have my blue on. I'm just saying. But you know what my biggest thing is? I'm going to ask this question. V.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are you Black?
Yes.
V.
Yes.
Are you Indian?
Yes.
Wait a minute. V, are you Black?
Yes.
Make up your mind. Are you Indian?
Yes. You can be both. Okay,
definitely.
So this thing where, okay, so she was Indian and now she's Black, or so because it suits her, or she was Black and now she's Indian. Like, because you can be both, because I'm sitting here and I'm both. I am Black and I'm Indian, and that's just the truth.
But,
so I'm tired of that. You have to pick one, because everybody is mixed. Oh, if you're of color, anyway. I don't know about everybody, but correct. So we're basically mixed. So don't try to pin us down. We have a lot of different blood flowing through our veins. And yes, I am Indian, and yes, I am Black.
But I don't understand this issue though. Race shouldn't play a part in it. We shouldn't be voting based upon race. We need to look at the issues. We need to look what she can do for this country. and what he can do for the country. He's been in office. We've seen what he can do, and that's pretty much have a poopy show every other week and holding a lot of press conferences about his ego. And those are the things that we should look at, but people don't want to come together and say, listen, it's not about their background so much to say,
Right.
as far as what they did when they was in kindergarten, or if they ate
Right.
hot sauce on their greens or not. It's about, do they really believe in democracy? Do they really believe in leading this country forward? Those are the issues that we should be looking at. And unfortunately, a lot of people get caught up in this social media storm, and we get pitted against each other like, you're right, no, you're wrong, when we have to look at the facts. We have to look at the candidates' histories and lead in the country, or whatever they did before that they either did on the Senate. I don't know what Trump really did other than twiddle his thumbs, because he tweeted a lot. But that's all I got to say.
It's true.
Well, I just and I got into the conversation, and I agree with you. And I would like to know, like, everybody knows who knows me. I want to know. There's nothing that I don't want to know. Like, I see in the background here, I see little baby Yoda, and I'm like, hey, Grogu, let me find out you like Star Wars, right? I want to know information, and people, they don't take kindly to me wanting to know more. You want Mr. Orange to win? That's fine. Tell me why. But the answer back to me usually is, what did she do? You want her? What did she do? I'm like, she was a district attorney, she was a prosecutor, she was a senator, she was elected, she was doing all these things. And the only thing I know about Mr. Orange, and she's vice president. Only thing I know about Mr. Orange is that he had a game show and then came to run a country. But people don't want to hear that. But what did she do? And I'm like, I just listed how many things. Tell me what he's done. Well, he gets the money going.
Well, that's what one is saying. Trump is going to give us money. And that's why a lot of people want to vote for the orange man, because they think he's going to line their pockets with money. And that
but
is
who?
not.
But who is he lining the pockets with money with?
Well, Sean Brown thinks it's going to be him. I'm just saying. And a lot of black men are going that way. I mean, I'm on social media looking at our black men. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and they're just going crazy, talking all kinds of smack. And I'm like, this is what's making me mad. Why don't you just say everything that you want Trump to win? Why don't you just say everything he's doing? Why are you trying to make it seem like Miss Harris doesn't know anything and she's not educated and she has all? We don't want to hear that. Tell me what your man is going to do. The only thing they can do is put down the other candidate. That's not the whole point. Like, I feel like, why are you doing it? Do you know that she did this? Do you know that he did that? I'm like, just tell me what they're going to do, like you said.
You know what I realized? What I realized though, during all of this, is that America is still sexist. It doesn't matter if she was a Caucasian woman; they still would not want to vote for her. Her track record is proven that she knows what she's doing. She's been in office, and like you said, homegirl has went to school. She's did the legwork. She's the most qualified. And that's how I know that they rather put the state of our country back in the hands of this clown, literally, who we know was taking kickbacks, who we know was breaking security protocol, who we know is a convicted felon, 34 counts, and had a lot of allegations as far as sexual assault brought up against him too. And let's not forget the accusation of messing with a minor. And yet, this is the man to run our country. And they think that as soon as Trump get in office, that Russia is not going to be knocking at our front door. China's not going to find their way in. That's what's going to happen, because money is his main goal. He does not care about the politics. He doesn't care about the people. He wants the bragging right of, I was president again, and I was a felon. And guess what? I got mad money from this. Because let's be honest, Trump ego is going to always be before this nation.
Yes, that's exactly right.
and I said the same thing over and over in my head. I'm like, why does he want to be president so bad? So he can get these deals and cutbacks. How many things did he just create up in Russia? People don't want to talk about that. Like, he's laying the work so his businesses can thrive. It's not about him controlling the country for us to become better. He's laying the work, the framework for his companies to thrive. And yes, your companies will thrive as well, but that's what he's doing. But at the end of the day, I agree with you, because there's a lot of bullying language, like the name calling. Like, talk about the issues and say, you're a lunatic. You're just you're so stupid. You're stupid. And I'm just like,
no, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, but I just want to say, I'm not saying it's not coming from both sides, but I hear it more on the red Republican Trump side. And I feel like, do you know what the fish always thinks from the head? That's the language he uses. You're a dummy. She's a jerk. He's weird. He's fat. I'm like, those are his words. So when his people are talking, they're using his vocabulary. That's who, you know what I mean? He doesn't say anything but embarrassing things, and his people tell him not to.
And I know every time I see him, I just don't even know, because at the end of it, it's like, you're stupid. You, like, they were asking him about DEI, and his comeback was, but she was Indian. She's just became black. I'm like, that woman went to a predominantly black school and was an AKA. When is she just now claiming she black? Okay. I was just dumbfounded. But if we said that, it would be like, oh, you took it out of context. These are his words. And the woman that was interviewing was like, why are you so aggressive? Isn't that always the go-to? Like, when you feel like you're going in on someone and you're conquering them, and they feel like they're taken back, they're like, you're so aggressive. That's the micro aggression that I cannot stand. It's like, I'm intelligent, and so I'm going through passive aggressive, and yet I feel that you're so aggressive to me. I don't know if I feel safe.
That is crazy. I had to deal with that. I had to deal with that on a show a few months ago. I was having a debate with a young lady, and she didn't have any real good information or facts. So the first thing she called me was aggressive. And being a black woman, that coming from a woman who is not black, y'all know I had to eat her up. I had to get her together real fast.
Yeah, it's like, that is the go-to. You're so aggressive. I get it all the time, and I'm just like, because I'm not meek and meager and sitting back in the back holding my peace.
You're not taking it.
Because I'm speaking up and I'm letting you know what the problem is. Well, why is that? That's all I have to say, because you got me heated.
Can I touch on one thing? Because I want people to ask this question. Donald Trump said that he knew how to cheat the tax system, right? Now, Donald Trump knows that the middle class takes the hardest hit because of these tax loopholes. If this man really cared about the people and he really cared about the country, why hasn't he made it his business to fix these tax loopholes that he and his billionaire friends benefit from, so that the middle class people and the people who happen to, be less fortunate can survive? We're being taxed to death. And yet you see, they said, well, billionaires and millionaires, we're being taxed just as hard. No, they know how to get out of it.
Right.
And so if you really cared about this country, fix the tax problem. And his base should be asking that, because, to be honest, his base suffers the most and they don't want to admit it. And I'm wondering, when are you guys going to realize this guy is preying on you guys because he believes that you are ignorant? And that's what he thinks his base is.
Yes.
Well, I found that video, but I got banned on YouTube for putting it, so I won't talk about it again. But he says, if you go look it up, you could look it up on yourself. If you look up the Howard Stern show and you put in about Donald Trump and the DUB people, they are not the red people. But they cut me off. They were like, take that down, this is misinformation. But he says it. If I were going to run, I would run as because
a
those
Republican.
are the blankest people.
Not as smart people.
Yep. And he said it with a smirk. And it was his whole demeanor, how he sat to the side and he said, you know what? If I run, I'll run as this group because they're not that bright. And look what happened.
They had a video on with Harris and Biden when she was running, when she was trying to be a candidate for president in the Democratic race before she was put on the ticket to be the vice president. And, you know, they're having a debate, the two Democrats. And of course they're saying, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that, right? So, and then she ends up being his vice president because that's a lot of times what they do. But did you, Trump's vice president running mate, his name is, Tiffany, I know you know.
J.D. Vance?
Yes. He wrote some emails that are written, and he writes how Donald Trump is an idiot. Donald Trump, and the emails are out there. You can read them. They're out for the public. He wrote all these things before, and now he's Donald Trump's best friend. But they want to say that it's just the Democrats who are doing this. But I'm like, okay, so he said he doesn't like Donald Trump is an idiot. Donald Trump doesn't stand for anything. Donald Trump doesn't care about the country. He wrote all of that, and he sent it. And instead of them saying, well, what did they say on Fox News? Well, what kind of friend is it that would share your emails? I don't understand why. That's what they have to say. I'm like this. Really? That's what you have to say? No, because he went to. He has a good friend who is transgender, but now he's not friends with them because he can't be, because he stands for a different kind of America now. And so he's dropped his friend. So his friend put his emails out there. So that's how that happened. So, you know,
Well,
now he doesn't think that that's okay. But before he thought it was fine.
Yeah. But you know how Trump manipulates. Trump's going to say to him, listen, I don't like how you sent those emails. And I believe you did it. But guess what? I know you want this position. And you're going to have to beg, crawl, and grovel. And guess what? Because he wants that position, he's going to beg, crawl, and gravel. And now Trump has another one that he's pulling the strings on. And that's how he stayed in this race. And that's how he stayed the Republicans candidate, because that man got dirt on all them people. Trust me.
Yeah.
There's no way for him to be in office without having a little black notebook.
You know, if you're not for him, you're against him. If you look at that up in the dictionary, you see Trump, because that's it. If you're not, you cannot be. You cannot have a different opinion from his. You're either for him or you are against him. And that's how and if you're against him, you gone. Your job is over. There's no need for us to speak again.
All right. Well, we're going to take this commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to get into our topic. You need to let them go.
Pew, 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 pew. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Evening Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys. So you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Evening Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Evening Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for? Get to it.
Tell me when I hopped about the backseat. Are you looking from across the room? Looking too long, you better ask me. But you just seem you don't know what to do. Oh, baby, can you handle it? Oh, baby, can you handle it? Oh, baby, can you handle it? Handle it. A piece of something of a play.
We're now listening to the Evening Rush Network.
Hello, hello, hello. You know, it's Thursday, and this is Relationship Ish, where we talk about the cornerstone of every relationship, connection. And so today we have our special guest, Laura D. And I'm your host of Relationship Ish. I'm Cash. And she is V. She always misses that. She's always doing something else. I don't know what she's doing that she keeps missing my cues. Laura D is from the Alluring Hour Network. That's so alluring. I love that name.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna tonight's topic. You need to let them go. We talked about red
Flags.
Thank you. We talked about red flags before, and knowing that it's time for you to let another person go. But if you have your friend and you see that they're with somebody who is very questionable, but your person doesn't see it, what do you need to do to help them? To let them know, like, hello, you don't need to be with this person because they have red flags all over them. You know, like friends, they try to tell people, and then your friend's like, love him, he my daddy. And you're like, okay. And then you end up not being friends. So what are some ways to talk to your friend and let them know you need to let them go because he is toxic? And so we're going to give you some pointers because at the end of it, I have some friends who are in toxic relationships. And then I tried to say, you know, in my way back then, you need to let them go because they're crazy, insane, deranged, a stalker. And then they were like, you're not my friend. You just want him.
Girl, what?
No, I don't. But you know, we need it because that was my question, and I was talking to V. How do you let your friend know?
Yeah, because I think I've learned through the years that if you don't handle it properly, you just put them on the defensive, and they just want to dive further in. It's like the two of them against the world, you know. So you have to. But I mean, I've just learned that through experience that you have to handle it with kid gloves. That doesn't mean you shouldn't say anything, because I think if you are a true friend, you have to speak up, but you just have to do it in a way that's not going to make anybody feel that they have to defend their relationship, which is very difficult.
And you know that, and that's one of the reasons that I looked this up, because I've lost a friend because I was like, you are with this guy and he's crazy. And they're like, no, you crazy. You don't know. You don't know the kind of love we have. And I'm like, okay, I don't know, but I know that your face is messed up. And it's like, but you don't know. And you know, you're just jealous of what we have.
Okay, so Sean says toxic women got good bops for real. Really?
It gets on my nerves. Absolutely gets on my nerves.
Is that what you get from the conversation? He like you. Oh, so you like the crazy?
He like the crazy. They're ebullient, and they're like, and he's like,
Don like to get thrown through windows. That's what he want.
Yeah. So I did not say that.
Yes.
Allegedly.
I'm just reading what I saw. I'm just reading what about. But anyway, so number one.
What are some what are some key points? Make sure you're not friend jealous. You know, when people get together, so like you're about to tell your friend that this person's toxic, like think that you're not friend jealous, meaning you know when they first get together that I love you too, I love you, and you're trying to sit with them, watch a movie, and they're crocheting and starting to text people while you're talking to them. Is it you want her to get rid of him because you're only not getting enough time, or is it that he's really toxic? And you have to make sure you're not friend jealous, because when people get together that first couple of days, well, months even, like, I love you too. Okay, you hang up. Girl, my food's getting cold. Can we eat? Like, I'm gonna go outside and take the call.
Yeah, people with third wheel. And but you know what it is with Cash? Because what Cash, like, so I'm in a relationship, and before I was in a relationship, we were hanging out all the time. And now I have to split my time. I have kids who want my attention. And they're older. I'm just really lucky that they still want to hang out with me. And then I have my man, and then I have my good friends that I'm not going to neglect them, but I need to still split it up. And then I still have myself. So it's hard.
So
it's
just
hard.
Make sure it's a
I feel like when you're not in it, she's been in a relationship for years. Yes.
Well, I'm definitely friend jealous. I'm definitely friend jealous. Like not with friend jealous. I'm definitely friend jealous, but not for like the relationships. More so, I don't like when they bring new females around and we don't know them like that. And because I gotta vet the new girl. I gotta make sure she ain't got no baby daddy drama. I gotta make sure when we out with her car not about to get repoed. I gotta make sure she is solid. This has happened.
Okay, Aurora, stop playing. Don't bring any new girls around.
Wait a second. Her car got repoed while y'all were out.
Yes, we decided to go out with her. My homegirl, like, oh, I know her from work, and she's so sweet. And she like, girl, no, she gonna drive. She the designated driver. So I said, okay, bet. So we out, and then we in the parking lot, and we after the club is over, we're looking for her car, and we didn't found out that the tow truck got and came and got her car. She on the phone and she's like, oh, my car is missing. And she get a phone call like, hey, listen, this is such and such towing. We got your vehicle. If you want it, you're going to have to contact the finance company. I'm sitting out here. And now this is before Uber. We didn't have to call a taxi company. Taxi company in our town take forever. I was really upset. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Homegirl then got her taxes, bought a car, didn't make the payments on it, not one payment, and had us riding around knowing that car was about to be taken at any moment. Yeah, things like that. So we got to do a little background investigation before we say she's in the fold.
Okay.
Well, that's one to know. So you're not friend jealous. You just vetting them to make sure they're all right in the fold. You're not friend jealous. You're just trying to make sure that you're not gonna become stranded. I'm just
right. or a moving target. My knees don't work right. Can't run too fast now. Can't do it.
Okay. Yeah, well. So what's number 2?
Approach with curiosity. So I think that's a great, I think that is the way to handle it. You say, I'm just wondering, does he always make you pay for everything? Just curious, just asking, are you paying his mortgage payment? Is that you that's doing that? Just wondering. I think if you approach that way, it's not saying, I know you're not paying for his mortgage. Because that's going to be different, right? But if you say, just wondering, is that, are you paying for that car?
I'm just wondering, is that face print the way that you're going to have that new tattoo? Is that why you have that face print?
Oh no!
You wanted his hand on you for forever. I'm just trying to understand some questions. Is there anything that you've decided to do to leave him as of yet?
So wait, Cash, I have a question for you. The friend that you lost, through you knew it was a toxic relationship. Do you think you could have handled it differently? No, now that you a couple of years have gone by or whatever, and I don't know how many years. I'm just making that up. A few years have gone by.
I mean, this is long time ago.
Do you think you could have handled it differently, or you think you probably would have done the same thing?
I think it's shocking to see someone with a handprint on their face. So, like, to me, what are you doing? Like, this is not the first time. So what are you doing? Tell me what you're doing, because this is crazy. I can't keep running out in the middle of the night to help you. Like, because now you're putting my life in danger. So I think I was amped up and buoyant. Like, what are you doing? Because this is crazy. So I don't think I approached it with curiosity. I think I approached it with urgency that you're going to end up dead at this point. Like, yeah.
And
it wasn't curiosity.
And I also think it depends on the friend, because the curiosity approach could be good for the friend who is more, I'm gonna say not intelligent, but she's more mature, and you can kind of pry with her. But then you have the friend who is just, why are you asking all these questions? And sometimes you just got to be upfront with her and say, listen, I know this isn't happening. This is what's going on. And I had a situation like that. And I wish that I would have approached it more head on than being the good friend of, I'm so sorry, girl. I feel like if I would have been more tougher on her and kind of shook her into reality, she wouldn't have to go through her situation for so long. And I eventually had to cut the friendship off because it was becoming dangerous for me, because at this point he's threatening me too. And I tried everything to help my friend. And I said, you know what? I love you. I'm going to pray for you, but I can't jeopardize myself or my family, and I don't want to catch no charges. And her mother was reaching out to me. I said, listen, I understand what you're saying. I love you, but I have to walk away from this. And I definitely couldn't, I wish that I could have just really was so direct with her, where she would have looked in the mirror. I wish I would have said, girl, you see that on your face? Do you see this? And I didn't. So I think it really depends on the person, because some people need that shell shock.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm getting worked up just thinking about that.
Me too. It really is. But you said that coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't, because I went the direct approach, and we literally stopped talking for like, it was like, so you need to be minding your business, and it was like, okay, you know what, like, and like you said, the threatening of me, I'm like, oh, you like, oh, you got that bee in your ear telling you all of this, but you here with me. And I'm like, really? Come meet me outside, because I got a couple of friends for you. They live right across the street. They gonna take care of their little baby sister. Because I can't fight, but they gotta take care.
I can't fight. Okay, I get the pew pew pew.
Yeah, I got some people across the street. They can take care of their little baby sister, because I can't fight. But you can catch those hands. Yeah, I can talk about it. You can catch these hands. But yeah. So number 3, make sure it's a valid reason. Don't be like, well, he chews funny. Every time we go out, he chewing funny, or he don't know how to dress. So that's why I think you're at this level, he's at that level. Make sure it's a serious, emotional, physical, psychological effect on the person, not something that's just surface.
How about his smile?
How about what?
His smile.
Now, if it looks like he was eating a bag of rocks, I'm gonna tell her, sis, I don't know about this.
Or if their smile seems some kind of psychotic, like they're like.
I was dating this guy. She's like, he seems like a murderer. The way he smiles. I'm like, what?
Who does that?
Yes.
Be like, oh, you're funny.
No.
Yeah, you want to go out to eat?
Or be staring at you just wrong. Like he'll say, I'm literally going through this. Guy will say something like, "How's your day?" And just be staring like this. And I'm like, "Good." He'd be like, "Good." I'm like, "Yo, bro, a little off." I don't know. I feel like something's whispering to him.
Get that.
Like, I'm saying, how do you tell sis that guy's a little off? I tried to tell her. I'm like, his smile is psychotic. Yeah. I love your friend right here. I love her.
She called me back, y'all. She called me back. No, I ain't gonna lie. She called me back. She's like, you know what? I just noticed that too. I had to block him. I was like, girl, good move. Because bro had me worried. Bro had me worried.
Number 4, V.
Have particular concerns and specific examples of whatever it is they're doing. Like, so you say, he's always yelling at you. Okay, when did he ever yell at me? Be prepared for that question. What are you talking about? He never yells at me. You need to say, okay, yesterday when we were at the restaurant, he yelled at you. Before we left today, he was yelling at you. He was yelling at your daughter the day before. You have to have specific so that they know that you're not just pulling stuff out of your rear end. So I feel like, because they're going to, if you are in a toxic relationship, you're in it because you want to be in it. You should get out, or you want to be in it. So if somebody doesn't approach you with facts, you're not going to just accept it. You want to, and already. They're just telling you what you already know because you've been getting yelled at or whatever the case may be. So it's true, but you need them to tell you so you can, so you can.
But denial feels good for some people, though. Some people love to live in denial. It's a great feeling for them.
Yes.
And how do you reach them people? That's a question.
Well, for me,
V,
I'm not trying to convince you.
People?
I'm never trying to convince anybody. So Cash, no. So I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just telling you what I see. If you think that I'm wrong, I'm backing out. I'm never going to convince you, and I'm not going to try. So I'm going to tell you, and then you're going to tell me, because I used to be a convincer. Like, let me and go back and then say, okay, this is what I'm saying. No, I'm not trying to convince you anymore. That I left that like 4 years ago. So I'm going to tell you the facts, and then you're going to make your own decision. Just like I want somebody to tell me the facts and allow me to make my own decision. So if you want to live in denial, that's fine. I'm not going to put that on you. I'm not going to say, well, now you're living in denial. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm going to try to prop you up the best I can. I'm going to say, like, I know you're smart. I know you're going to do what the right thing is. And I'm going to leave it at that. That's where I'm going.
Amen. I like that.
Cash is laughing because she knows that's what I like. Stop saying, like, you're not trying to convince anybody. Stop it.
Don't force them to break up, because if you're like, look, you need to, like I said, and I think this is one of the things that I am that person. Like, you have to because it makes logical sense to me. I told you I'm a person about logic. I'm a person about facts. It's logical. You need to break up with them. Like, we're done because this, and this. You need to break up with them. We're done. So how are we gonna find your next man or your next girl? Like, what we doing? It doesn't work. So, because I think it's just like V said, it becomes like this Romeo and Juliet kind of mentality. Like, oh, the world's against us against the world. Me, my man over everything. B.O.B. bae over everything. Yeah. And I'm like, no, there's something wrong, but they don't want to hear it now because now they're bucking against you. Now you're untrustworthy. Now you're just jealous because this relationship is the die for. And so you can't make anybody break up. You see the person is a jerk to everybody else and they keep you in a little container like, no, I don't want to go to the movies with your friends. It could be just you and me. And that sounds romantic at first. You're like, oh yeah, he just wants to be with me. Be like, oh no, I don't want to go out with such and such to go eat because I just want it to be me and you. But then it's always just you and them because they're separating you from your support system. But you're looking at it like it's romantic. But you need to start questioning yourself. Why is it always us in a bubble? Because I love a bubble. Don't get me wrong, because sometimes I am an introvert. I know y'all can't tell.
No, I know you are sometimes.
But be wary because all of this is not romance. Sometimes it's trying to be ruin your support foundation so you think less of yourself, so that you can only depend on them, so that you can only call one person for help, so that you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, yeah, I am stupid and fat, but he loves me anyway. Like, you can't think of that. So you can't make them break up. So don't even try, because that's just becoming a situation.
That's how you supercharge a narcissist, is by trying to force yourself in their relationships, and he's so bad for you, and they're both not hearing you. And the first thing he's gonna do is say, look, babe, she's jealous of us. She ain't even got no man. That's when he starts playing on her mind, pulling them little strings. That's a master manipulator. And that's when he's gonna isolate her. Because now he got his first step done. She by herself. Now he's going to start tearing her a piece bit by bit. And now you don't even want to deal with her no more, because we already know what's going on over there. And women, we feel when that's starting to happen. But then we like, you know what? He just loves me. That's all. He just loved me. And I don't understand why we convinced ourselves that that's love, when if someone loves you, they're not going to pick at every little flaw that you have. They're not going to isolate you. They're going to want the world to see how amazing this person is that they love. They want to build you up. They want everybody to know, this is my boo, this is my bae, and I ain't worried about her and her friend circle, because guess what? I'm solid and I'm confident in us. And we got to start realizing that as women.
Yes, and this is what I want. A big one for me is I've had some friends who's had like their significant other cheat on them, and then I've had other friends say she needs to leave him because he cheated on her. And I said, well, okay, so that's what you would do, but you telling her to leave him, even if she does leave him, she has reasons for staying. So maybe she needs him emotionally, and she's not ready to just say, okay, I know you cheated, I'm out. And are you going to be waking up next to her in the morning when she's sad and she's crying? Because you're not going to. You're going to be with your wife or your kids or whatever. So you're telling her to leave her security. She has to leave when she's ready. So you can give her, your thoughts, but telling her she needs to get out. And then as long as she's out, she's good. She's not good. Now here comes the hard work when she is by herself. And you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, no, you have to leave when you're ready, and someone can only guide you. But telling you to break up, first of all, I think that's wrong, because I just think it's wrong. Unless you're going to take over everything that this man or woman is providing, you can't say that. You don't know what their life is going to be when this person leaves, and it could be worse mentally for them. They're not ready. So I don't think for me, that's a good one anyway, telling anybody that they should leave. You have to face facts. It's not about you and what you would do. And maybe you would, and you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that that's how they think, and they're comfortable with that. I'm just saying.
And that was our number 6, actually. Keep your judgment out of the conversation.
Yeah.
What you think, what you feel, what you would do in this situation, just keep it
Usa.
to advice and just listen.
Yeah. You know, I have people ask me questions like this all the time. Should I leave my mate? Should I leave my husband? And I tell them, listen, I would never encourage anyone to leave their relationship. What I would do is tell you to look at your relationship, observe your relationship, get a pen and paper, write down the pros and the cons, and write down how you're feeling in that relationship. Because my opinion can be biased because I could simply really just not like him. But there may be something that you guys can grow and work on together. So I try not to put myself in the middle of that relationship. I try to help people lead themselves to their own decision. So that own decision, you have to be willing to look at your relationship as a whole. You have to be able to look at yourself as a whole. You have to examine yourself too, because you know, relationship takes two parties, and you got to make sure you're coming correct too, because sometimes people, they be in their head, oh, it's just him, or her. And we don't even realize we play a part in our own downfall in our relationship, or we play a part in allowing people to give us whatever they want and they don't treat us the way we want to be treated. So that's always my advice. Unless I see something that's so crazy where I know their life is in danger, and I'm gonna say, get the heck out of Dodge, or I'm calling the police. Now you go, you take that as you want to.
Absolutely. I agree with that. But in that, gas them up, because they're going to need that, right? They're going to need that. You look good. Oh my goodness. Look at you, sis. Look at that hair. It's popping. You know, look at those. They're going to need that to celebrate them, to keep them going in the times that they may not feel like they're best. And, you know, and it doesn't have to be always physical abuse. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways to abuse a person. That's not just slapping them or what physical abuse. There's emotional abuse, right? It's psychological abuse, like gaslighting. Like, oh, what? I would never do that. You know, like this gaslighting situation. So it's people who do these things, like, it's not just physical. So know that abuse is not just physical. Like, he never hit me. So like, yeah, he never hit you, but he has you. He's so needy. He's keeping you in the house. He's like controlling all the money. Like, what? It's not just about a physical abuse. But like, well, you know, I'm not good at math. Get a calculator. It's on your phone. You know what I mean? So, but big them up to say, you know, like, you are great at math. You are beautiful. You are talented. You are smart. You are resourceful. And just keep bigging them up in that way.
Yes, because I think a lot of times it is not just physical abuse, it's mental, and you think you're not going to find somebody else because because the significant other, whoever the partner is putting them down and telling them they're heavy, or they're not attractive, or they look old, or, you know, and so they feel alone. They feel like they're, you know, and so they're scared. So I feel like the support of you saying you will find somebody else, and you are a strong person, and you're never going to have to worry about that. If that's why you're staying, because you're afraid you're going to be alone, don't be afraid. We got you, you know?
That's right. And what's the last one, V?
What is the last one? Hold on. I can't pull it up on my thing. My thing is frozen.
Be amicable to your friend's partner in the meantime.
Oh, it was right in front of me. This way. I'm sorry. I'm looking over here.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one for me.
Why is that?
Because my girlfriends are my sisters. I mean, these girls I've been friends with since like the 3rd grade on up. And I do not play about them. And so for me to see someone just mistreating her, there was one time I seen that, and, you know, I can't say, but, you know, it went down because I wasn't having it. and I can't, I know that I was wrong in that moment after because she had to deal with him after, but it was just, for me, I couldn't stand in that moment and allow the disrespect. And my cousins couldn't either. And so I felt like I knew she had no family. I had to step up in that moment, and I had to let him know, don't ever think that she does not have someone to step for her. And in that moment, that was the last time. That was the very last time. And sometimes it takes for some women to get you together. And we didn't have no more issues from him at all.
Oh, okay.
We coming.
There you go.
Hey, Raymond Pickney said, "Hey V, hello V."
Okay.
So, these 8 different ways can help you tell your friend, like, you are in a toxic relationship without blowing up your friendship, to make sure that they are safe mentally, physically, and emotionally safe. So running back the ways that you could tell your friend, hey, he crazy. Make sure you're not friend jealous. Number 2, approach with curiosity. Number 3, make sure it's a valid reason. Number 4, have particular concerns and specific examples. Number 5, don't force them to break up. Number 6, keep your judgments out of the conversations. 7, gas them up. And number 8, be amicable to your friend's partner in the meantime.
And number 9, keep Mace on deck. I'm playing.
For educational purposes only. We do not condone. Yes, I do. Pew, 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 pew.
Please like, follow, subscribe the Evening Rush Network and Relationship-ish, and the Hour Network, Alluring, and now Our Network.
Yeah.
Follow us all.
Is there anything that had you any way surprised, to you want to tell your friend to get out of this relationship, and from the 8 points, do you're like, I didn't think of that, or I thought of that, and that anything that made you pause? Laura D.
I think approaching with curiosity. I think I did not think of doing that. I think I was more so thinking just talk softly. I didn't engage for more answers. I feel like if I would have did that, maybe that could have helped, because I could have seen where her mind was at or what was really going on. Because if I had a lot of evidence, solid evidence that she gave me, and this is coming from her, then how the good Lord says, speak my word back to me, I would have spoke everything back to her and let her know, these are the words out of your mouth. This is what you're telling me happened to you. Now, I need you to register that and make some decisions. Definitely.
So I like that. So thinking about, I think it was the curiosity too, like how to go for it. And my friends get mad with me, but I say that this is more of a different move, like a this kind of move instead of this kind of move, because I think as my family, they just go straight to the head. Like, this is what I was thinking, this is how I feel, instead of like, why do you feel that way? What's making you think that this is okay? Why are you staying? Like, why? Instead of those why questions, I think it's more telling than asking. And so I think later in my life, I've learned more of the asking to get some facts than telling what I've noticed, because I'm telling you what I noticed instead of asking you some questions and being curious in that way. I think my curiosity approach before was to tell instead of to ask. So I think that would be like something that I would really think about now to approach with that curiosity. What are you thinking, V?
For me, it's to be amicable still while you're the person still in the relationship. I have been, but at the time when I was trying to still be nice to my friend's significant other, I was thinking, am I doing the right thing? I just feel like just punching him in the head, but I didn't. And I think that now I was questioning myself. I'm like, I don't think I should be doing this. And I was being nice because she was still with him. So I was trying, even though it was making me sick inside, but I think that was the right thing to do now. But at the time I was questioning myself. I'm like, what are you doing? You're encouraging this bad behavior by still like, so I feel like, okay, so I'm glad that I got to read that maybe that was not necessarily the worst thing that I was doing, because I thought it was bad, but I didn't know what else to do because she was still in the relationship and I didn't want it to, I knew she was going to go home with him and I did not want to make it worse for her when she gets home. So I was like, okay, I'm just, so I feel like, almost vindicated in my, behavior. So that was.
Is that our word for next week? Vindicated? No, I'm just
I think we learned that in fourth grade, so I think we should.
Yes. So, I mean, yeah, it's a way to feel like this ambivalent feelings. Is it right? What should I do? I hope, like, if you're out there and you know someone who is in, these kind of itchy situations, to reach out to your friend, because women abuse against Black women is the highest in the nation. Okay, Black women dying at the hands of their mates and people that they know are the highest in the nation. So don't let your friend, if you believe in them, become a victim in this way. They may need financial help that you can't give them. Let them reach out, but have that open. Don't close the door. Let it be open so that we don't have another victim out there. And I know that's the biggest thing, we're the most vulnerable. So please take these steps. Look out for your sister. If you believe that she's a sister, if you believe that she's a friend in your family, your girlfriend, take some of these steps to make sure that they're in a healthy relationship. And that's the only thing that I can say. So I'm so happy, Alora D, that you have joined us this evening. All right, so hope you come back, even though you're moving.
Yeah. I mean, we virtual. I can still. We're looking to move to Shelby, Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Alabama. Okay.
Yes.
Alabama. Okay. Bam. Bama.
Yeah, a lot of my family's there, so I'm thinking about there because Charlotte's too much. I can't handle Charlotte no more.
Really? That's the first. Well, that has to be another show.
It's the traffic. The traffic is like New York's now, and I can't handle it.
It's too much. Okay.
So I want to thank all our guests on our chat line, keeping it going. I want to thank our guests here live. I want you to know, please like, subscribe, follow Relationship-ish. We are on Facebook. We are on the Evening Rush Network. We are on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are everywhere.
Yes.
We on Spotify.
Right. And follow the Evening Rush Network, please. And thank you. We have our producer back. We are so happy. We missed him. We loved everybody else who produced us, but we love Sean, Dawn, and we appreciate you, and we're happy to have you back.
This is Relationship-ish, and I'm your host, Cash.
And I'm V.
And we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye-bye.